Hi, today I'm going to show you how you can do a simple modification to your low receiver and your trigger to 1. Reduce the amount of trigger pull, 2. Reduce the amount of over travel after the seal releases, and 3. Reduce the actual amount of trigger weight. Now what we're going to do first is I'm going to take a measurement and see what we start at with the trigger pull and the trigger pull weight. Okay, first thing we're going to do is measure the pull length and the pull weight. I'm just a little bit over 7 pounds right there, and it looked like my pull length was 3/16 of an inch. I hope to take out at least a 1/16 of an inch out of that and eliminate all the receiver all stripped down now, all the internals taken out of it. And I'm going to drill a hole with a number 29 bit, 200 thousandths back from the slot, trigger slot, towards the magazine. The reason I used a number 29 bit is that's the size drill bit you need for a number 8 set screw. Okay, now that we got the hole drilled, I'm going to take my number 8 by 32 tap, put a little cutting fluid on there, and I'm going to tap out this hole. Got that one. Now I'm going to take a 1/4 by 28 thread tap, and I'm going to run it into the hole for the pistol grip. On some lower receivers, that hole is already threaded all the way through. On this particular receiver here, it's not, so I'm going to thread it until the hole is threaded all the way through. I'm just sending it down the original threads. When I get to where it's not threaded, then I'll start turning it a little bit and backing it off. Turning it a little bit and backing it off. There we go. Yep, we got threads all the way through now. Okay, we'll clean this out and put the next thing we want to do is we want to try and take off polish. I mean, when I say polish, I mean just take off the tool marks. You don't want to be taking off any metal except just the little high points. This is a very hard Arkansas stone. I'm not putting any weight on it. Back and forth real lightly. You don't really need to do a whole lot on the top part of the trigger. This part here is where most of your bearing surface is. Then you don't want to change the angle. So you'll be very careful that you get it and just polish. Taking out the tool marks. That's all we're doing. That'll smooth out the trigger and take that, won't feel so much like it's got sand in there when we get all those tool marks. Yeah, you won't get all of them off because like I said, you don't want, it's better to leave some on than to take too much off. I think that ought to do it. Now the hammer is a whole different matter because as you can see, you cannot get that stone in that little slot. So what I do, I take a popsicle stick, I thinned it down on the side, and I put some buffing compound on it. And the same thing, I just stick it in there and start polishing. Like I said, I'm not trying to take metal off, I'm just trying to smooth out the high points and the rough spots. Keep it the same angle. You can buy stones that will fit in here, but I found that this works just as well and probably a lot cheaper. Looks pretty good. Now let me put it all back together. Okay, I got all the trigger and the hammer back in and the safety. What I'm going to do, go ahead and cock it, put the safety on. I'm going to run this 1/4 inch or 28 set screw, and I also have Loctite on it, down into the pistol grip screw hole till it bottoms out on the safety. Then I'm going to back it back out about 1/8 of a turn. Let it sit. Now that should take out all of the play from the time you pull the trigger to the time it hits the safety bar. Then And put some Loctite on my number 8 by 32 set screw, and I'm going to put it into the hole that we drilled and tapped in front of the trigger. And what you want to do here, take the safety off, the drive engine won't go any farther, then I'll start backing it off until the trigger will pull. Wipe off the Loctite. That'll stop once the receiver releases. The trigger motion of the trigger is stopping now. Close up the gate. Put the safety detent pin back in. Put the handle back, put the pistol grip back on. Okay, now let's see what we have. When we first started, the length of pull was about 3/16 of an inch. Let's see what we have now. Well, it does help if you cock it. It looks like just a hair under 2/16 of an inch to me. And I got a trigger pull of just over 5 pounds. So I took 2 pounds off the trigger pull, reduced it by 1/16 of an inch, and have virtually no over travel whatsoever. That's a pretty hard hit, and it didn't go off. Feels pretty good. I've got a couple $100 trigger on one of my rifles that's not much better than this. I hope y'all found this video informative, and remember that like I said in the beginning, I'm going to use this gun primarily as a hunting rifle, so I took a little bit more liberty in reducing the trigger weight and reducing the pull length. I could go probably a little bit more by cutting some springs on it, but I can live with that, because it's better to err on the side of caution and safety than to push it past the limit and end up having a gun that's not safe. You saw how I slammed it on the table pretty hard and it didn't go off. So this should be safe for hunting or any other application you use it in, but once again, like I said, I would not use it as a duty, do it to a duty gun or a self-defense gun. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please subscribe to my channel